have to run in together. And you're almost dead. The whole reason I've just marked you up.
I was decided.
You don't have to run around with any of those debuffs, guys. You just have to avoid this one breath move and kill ads. That is it. They're on the opposite side. Range will get the one that I'm marking up. Melee get the other one. Drag move the melee one. Run around that fucking breath. Baja, can you switch over to the range one, the marked one? Because we're going to probably be a little bit behind. I was hoping tanks would drag the boss over to melee one. It doesn't matter now. Alright, get ready on the loss. And here we go. Keep him by that one. Melee, you'll get that one. Range will get the one in the center. And Baja, help out with the range one. Keep it balanced. Alright, range take care of the marked one. Melee take care of the unmarked one. Ignore the next set of ads if they spawn. Easy peasy. Oh joy, another staff.
Oh,
Fuck you.
really then?
I don't want it. I've gotten 3 fucking staffs. The game just says fuck you and your shields. Alright. Dastard. There, and go ahead and roll.
He puts a number next to it. Be sure to roll with that number.
Yeah, you have to roll from that number.
I'm going for the staff off the last ball.
I see what you did there.
It was a completely random number.
Hey, we got 2 people in chat. How's it going?
Giggity.
We're already 1 boss down. Or 3 boss down.
Alright, with these pulls, make sure we keep stun lacking the ads. Zulsalar, you have to do slash roll and then the number, otherwise you have a higher chance of getting the lead number.
Yeah, I did it again.
Oh, you did?
Got a 32. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
missed
he
it.
did.
Sorry. Hey, what? Bum, is that off spec?
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. Yes, it is off spec for heals.
Okay. Then give him a...
Yeah.
Think so.
Alright, let's start pulling. Where the fuck?
What? Okay, now do it again.
Ow.
I'm gonna restart my internet. Fucking hell.
Nope.
Appreciate it.
Guys, there's a living infection back here. Next time it pops up, be sure to kill it in an
Yeah, don't pull for a second. Let's make sure we grab the ad. There it is. Alright, let's go on. Oh fuck, Vectus is next. Yeah, it should be. It's still just hurting cats.
So how's everybody doing tonight? Doing all right. Got done with some work. Come home. Just World of Warcraft with some good people. Our guild's nice and casual.
Alright. Jane's done these
But like, we still want to
things.
meet you. We don't want to like not be losses.
I don't see you in tank spec.
Yeah, flying kick.
Uh-huh.
That living infection.
Who's it on?
It's dead now.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Now there's another one.
Oh, yep. Just make sure you get the interrupt and then take it out. Oh, God, I love grips. Never leave us, dwarf. Never take so long to level up ever again.
You and your account hack.
You got hacked? Holy got hacked. Dwarf got hacked as well?
Oh, it's holy, my bad.
Yeah.
Caught up though, so didn't really do anything.
Alright, now we got Vectus. Oh, right, the trash here. Anyone not know Vectus so I can brief him super fast before we get to him? I assume you all know Vectus at this point.
I don't personally know him, but
He's pretty chill.
is he?
I know
How far
some
did
of you. I know some of you have done Vectus and don't know Vectus.
Blood for the blood god.
Swear your hats.
How far did we get in heroic last week?
2 bosses. We got the first 2 in heroic. We didn't try anything after that. We went in and we went after Cahoon, and we got Cahoon after only 40 minutes of working on him down to 1%. So we'll get it this week easily. Then we'll jump back into Fed to Devour, who should be pretty easy. And then Vectus will start getting trickier.
I actually haven't done this. Can I get a quick rundown?
You stand in a loose clump of people. There are 3 dots that go out. The dots, when they expire, bounce to the closest person. They leave a permanent debuff on you that increases the nature damage you take, that stacks through the entire fight. The boss every now and then does a really strong AoE nuke that hits everybody in the room, which is nature damage. So the idea is you have to manage the stacks so that you don't get too many, and that you don't completely avoid them, so that we all have an even number of low stacks, so that we can survive all the way to the end of the fight. That's most of the fight. He does spawn an ad that casts a debuff on everybody that absorbs healing, so you have to heal that off of the raid, and then he will disappear for brief intervals where he's underground in one portion of the room, shooting out waves of squiggly blood bolts that you have to sidestep and dodge. Getting hit by one gives you a stack, so you can avoid all of those stacks during that phase if you're very good. But while avoiding them, you also have to soak the little rings. Otherwise, it spawns incredibly awful ads. So during the transition phase, avoid the projectiles while soaking the pools. Technically, the the blood things are bouncing around during that phase as well, but you don't have to worry about that on normal. On heroic, you kind of have to have it bounce between two people to prevent it from bouncing out of control during the transition, but that don't worry about. So, stand up in a loose clump, don't get too few stacks, don't get too many stacks, avoid beams, soak circles.
But don't stand in the spinny circle. That one is not really.
Avoid shit that looks bad.
Spinny
There you go,
circles.
there's a strat.
When
When
he's
he
Oh,
burns
the
it.
big one, him, yeah, the big
Like
one.
the
That,
hurricane.
yeah, the ones that are like empty circles you have to soak into. And only one person needs to soak. Having more than one person in them only makes you take extra damage for no reason. We do want people to spread out around the room though to make it easy to, particular healers, make sure we can keep everybody topped off as they're soaking, because they do take damage while they're soaking. Interesting enough, this boss is supposed to be the living embodiment of the plague from Zul'Gurub, the one that, you know, killed everybody and everything. Yeah, he's a combination of his blood and Gahoon's blood, so it's a fun nod to the blood plague and everything it's meant to
Boy,
know.
wow, lore. That's not convoluted and silly.
All right.
You gonna start him there and just work our way back?
Just start him there and we move whenever he moves.
Yeah, I point him towards the corner and then you guys do stuff.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, you should already know. You taunt swap off each other, and whoever's that 10 km picks up the ad. Easy peasy. We're gonna just blow Lust at the start and all of our cooldowns. So, balls to the wall. Let's do this. Here we go. Spread out in a loose clump in front of them. Don't spread out more than say a healing circle, a healing rain. Remember, a loose clump so that we can actually see the debuffs. Closer, guys, you shouldn't be that far back. You should be in melee range. If you're too far away that you can't actually... If you're that far back, you're not going to get any stacks, which is not the point of this.
Don't run away with it.
Yeah, running away does not help us. There's no reason to run off of this boss ever.
Unless you get an ungodly number of stacks.
I'd like to see him get lower than 60% before the transition. Make sure you cleave off of the ad. The last ad right before he goes under though, focus on him, and then we'll kill the ad after he submerges, just to get as much damage as we can on him. Alright, he's at 60 energy. Yeah, we should have 2 more ads, I believe, before he goes under. Yeah, 2 more. So cleave off of this one, and the next one we'll ignore. Keep an eye on your stacks, guys. Most people are at 1 or 2, that makes sense. Alright, focus on him, ignore the ad that's about to spawn. And then as soon as he goes under, focus on him. Alright. Back up and focus on the ad. Back up and focus on the ad. Move away before... Avoid the big circle. It does really... It gives you stacks if you stand it. Alright, start running away. Soak these. You got that one in the back, Bum? I'll grab the other one in the back. You only get that one, get that one, get that one. Alright, keep avoiding the beams. Be another round of these. Get the next set of void zones. They're almost all melee. There's another one on the right, guys. Make sure someone gets that one. Good. Alright, good. He'll be coming up in just a second. Alright, get back in melee range. Alright, keep an eye on your stacks at this point, guys. If you have like 5 or more stacks, you want to actively avoid the Omega Vector. Dwarf, you have a Mega Vector on you? Shit. A melee needs to take that from Dwarf. Otherwise, it's going to bounce back and forth between the tanks, and that'll be bad.
Got it.
Good. Just bring back over. Just keep on your stacks. If you have 0 to 2 stacks, you want to try to actually actively get the debuff. If you have 5 or 6, you probably want to avoid getting it. So just... DBM should mark the people with the debuff so you can stand near somebody to take it from them. Make sure you do your part. Intentionally get stacks.
Hey,
Cleave
what's
off the
going
ad
on?
again.
We got 3 people in stream. How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good night?
Getting close to under energy. After this ad, ignore the next one. Focus on him. What the? Why? Wow, you can actually break line of sight if you move too far to the left there. It's really weird. Focus on him. Alright, back off, back off. Get away. We don't know where he's gonna run, so stay clear of him. Spread around the room.
Or he's at mid.
Yeah, this is a tough one to avoid. Make sure you get you get that one. Alright, good. I'll get this one, don't worry. Make sure you're avoiding those lines as you're in the as you soak the circles. Just because you're in a circle doesn't mean you should get hit. I got this one, Baja. Alright.
Boom, boom, boom.
And stack on up. This should be really
yeet.
fast.
Yeet.
There's no way we're gonna get another one, so good.
Yeet.
Just a loose clump here. If you have high number of stacks, use defensive cooldowns when he does contagion. Otherwise, fine. He'll be dead in just a second. Ignore the ad. Easy peasy.
Man, these guys got real easy in a week.
Some people have gone up 20 item levels since we started this, so that's a big deal. Alright, so what we can even do here now is we can take
Sexy
out
drink.
this boss, and we can even take out the trash before our break.
Congrats on that Titan. That's sexy.
Ooh, I got a shield. Does Archive of the Titan stack?
Good question.
Let's pull trash, guys.
Alright.
So how powerful is this raid buff you get?
Every week when you kill 3 bosses, you get a stacking buff that's either 75 or 150 of your highest secondary stat, stacking up to 10 times.
The infection's on me. Get ready for the ad. There it is.
No,
Nope.
it's not. It's a pet battle this week.
Oh.
Make it sound like it was a bad thing.
I'm excited, Baja. We should do some fun.
Baja is all about the pet battles. I think it's been how many years, Baja, you try to challenge me to pet battles inside a raid instance? I accepted once to troll you, and then I immediately canceled. But that was after like 4 years of doing it.
Kind of depends.
Is it gonna be
I
the
mean,
same
we're gonna be
expansion
getting
with
up in
the
here
time
around
walking?
midnight-ish.
Kidding.
So I don't know.
We're
what
gonna get
doing.
Warlords of
Extra
Draenor
coin.
time walking.
Please no.
What's your plan,
The
Zasmo?
dungeons were okay. The train one was great. Like the expansion had its problems, but its raids and dungeons weren't one of them.
Wait, I thought it was Kata.
It
We
is
already had
Kata.
Yeah.
What's Kata?
The time walking one.
Time walking.
Oh, is the next one coming up? Maybe, yeah. I'm just
It's
saying. The
Kata,
one,
yeah.
I'm just saying the one they're adding this expansion. Every expansion they add a new time walking,
Oh yeah.
and they always add 2 expansions ago. So
So are we gonna be able to get a coin out of this one? Do you know? Quest?
no idea. We'll have to wait until we see it.
I'm gonna be dropping living infection.
Yeah, be careful pulling this big guy while right after we pull on those blood packs, especially if you have a bunch of those stacks of his debuffs. They're really nasty.
Azaz, what's your plan for the night?
And
I
when
don't
you
know
run
what,
to the opposite
what
side,
Raj and I are going to be doing
out
once
of heal range a little
we
bit.
get done
Alright,
here.
just make sure we chain stun these.
Yeah, it's a really good raid.
Blackrock Foundry is one of my top 5 favorite raid dungeons. Like so many fights in there are fantastic. The final boss.
Forge.
It took us fucking forever, that final boss. But the depot was also amazing. The Hans and Franz was amazing.
I love Hansen.
Like A+ for that one. Hi,
So
Mount-
that also is the raid that I didn't get a weapon out of that whole tier. So also fuck that raid.
High Mountain, or excuse me, High Mall was okay. And Hellfire Citadel was actually pretty good. It just, unfortunately, we're stuck in there way too long.
First boss sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay every now and then with a stinker like that, if it's just for the sake of creativity. Like, ANR wasn't hard, and it was, maybe it wasn't a great boss, but I just appreciate it for being different.
I mean, it may have been a great raid boss, but trying to solo it is.
Oh, well, yeah, that's not an easy one to solo. Yeah. Only Everbloom sucks. I think that's the only dungeon that tier that was really kind of eh.
You get it every time on random.
Oh, but there's
If
so
it's-
many, there
even
were so
if it's
many
one-
exploits for that one.
Yeah, so many skips and all that, but we don't even know what they offer because they don't ever offer the full suite of dungeons. They choose a set, so I doubt they're going to include Everbloom.
Watch that.
They'll
be the
probably do
first.
docks.
Yeah, they'll probably do Docs.
Docs wasn't bad.
Yeah, Docs is fun.
That was okay.
That was the easiest one for Mythic.
Shadow Moon Burial Ground was also pretty fun.
BC and Mop were my favorite tiers.
Oh, anyone iffy on this one as well? Is yup is in your yes you're iffy or no? Holy shit! How many times can I chain the thunderstorm?
And then we just all stack up.
Yeah, that I do it again. You are iffy. All right, so Mario, there's 2 things you need to know to not wipe the group horrifically. Actually, a couple things you have to know to not wipe the group horrifically. One, during the first phase, if you get eye beam put on you, you have 3 seconds to run away from the group. You have a little circle that'll appear around you to show you how far you have to get away from people. Not that far, but run a little bit of extra distance in case somebody runs into your circle. Otherwise, if you don't, a chain lightning will go through you and kill a bunch of people. The second thing that can kill people is you'll get a debuff that makes it spawn a cloud. You have to run to an alcove and don't be lazy. Like, I want people to fucking book it as far as they can for those. Like, there is no rush whatsoever. The further you get, the better. So run, book it, drop your clouds far away, then rejoin us so that no one can accidentally trigger it. And during the last phase, soak the purple void zones for the bouncing mind control orb. It gives you a damage boost if you do it, but don't let the tank soak it because that'd be very bad. Or tanks don't soak it. Otherwise, you dance around with the shadow thing. You make sure you kite the ads appropriately. The ad we're always going to kill in terms of the Nerubian ones will be the ones right where this boss is standing now. The one on the right side, which is the one Dwarf will be, Dwarf, you're going to do the same thing and you're going to, where I'm hopping up and down, drift this guy over so that we have 2 of the Nerubians next to one another. We'll mark one with the skull. That'll be the primary focus for killing. And I will CC the one back here on the left side. If mine breaks, any other shaman, mages, hunters throw some CC on it. You might need to CC it a couple times before people stop being stupid. Otherwise, just make... It's alright. It's alright.
Went full on crayon eater.
The boss is an Akir, the progenitor of the Nerubians and the Silithid.
That sounds like lore.
That world boss is boring as hell this week.
Oh, the world bosses are boring. All right, here we go, guys. We'll lust when we get to the last,
Not
the last
there.
phase. What do you mean you're not there? Where the fuck are you?
I thought I was on the edge of something that fell from the sky, and I obviously wasn't.
What?
You know what? I'm just gonna accept the excuse. I have no idea what happened,
There was
but
something. It was like I don't know. It was something I was supposed to dodge. Spatial awareness.
I thought I was on the edge of something that fell from the sky.
Oh, he's talking about the shadow crash.
yeah, how the
see
fuck did you? How the hell did you make sense of that?
Because I saw him die to it.
Oh, well. So you did make sense of it. You just know what happened.
Exactly, I just know what happened.
Oh, okay.
I thought for a second she spoke psychedelia.
So how'd your exam go, Zaz?
All right,
You
we
said you
all
had an
here.
exam
Here we
last
go.
night.
Stay stacked up for stay stacked up for the first chunk here.
4, 3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
Bring him back here to us. Quickly. Quickly. Turn him off to the side. Oh, that's fine. Back up a bit, guys. Back up to where I am, so that we have plenty of room to kill the ads. That'll spawn. Stack up tight so that the people who get the debuff can just easily run away. Make sure when the ads fixate on you that you don't kite them away from the boss. Just kite them in a small circle around the boss. Alright, stack back up on me. I believe we have Silithid ads in about 10 seconds. We should start having I-beams in a moment as well, so get ready. Yeah. You can tell you have an I-beam because there'll be a big purple circle on your head. Alright, ads incoming. We want to kite these back over as soon as you can, whoever just ran out. Kite it right into the middle of everything. I'm gonna try to knock it in. There we go.
There we go. Get rolling cooldowns going. This class has a really good feel.
My beams.
There we go. So I got that little debuff on me. I gotta wait till that goes away to taunt back. So I gotta have my buddy there.
Thank goodness it's 3 I-beams in rapid succession, so people have just a window they need to focus in. Get ready, ads are going to appear during this, which is not that difficult, just make sure you're aware.
He'll get it too.
I-beams are also going to overlap with this in just a moment. Bring them all together, throw your stuns and shit.
Good fun, good fun. Alright, now I'm back to 0. I should be taunting here as soon as he gets a
Nerubians are up.
debuff.
Grip the correct Nerubian over, focus on the one in front there. Perfect. I will CC this one in the back. Alright, cleave off these two in the front here with the loss. There are no more I-beams now, there's just the clouds you have to run away. Alright, as soon as you can, grip the other one over again as well, Dwarf. The one in the back has a circle on it. Perfect. Just chain interrupt this and we'll be fine. Alright, we got clouds in like 10 seconds and Rubian 50 seconds after that.
Real fucking clean.
run those clouds away during this. It's a little tricky, but get as far away as you can. If you're gonna get hit by the shadow crap on the ground, just use a defensive cooldown. You can survive it. All right, grip them over. Perfect. All right, let's make sure we're getting interrupts on these. Stuns work too. Go ahead and grip the other one over. Clouds will be up in like 2 seconds. I think we're gonna skip another wave of this. Great. I believe we're in the last phase.
Yeah, the orb's up.
Oh yeah, alright, start juggling those orbs.
I got this one.
If more than one person's in, I think it just chooses a random person, so... Just make sure somebody's on the opposite side to grab it when it switches sides. Tanks, do not be in this purple circle.
Got it.
You got it, Bum? Alright.
It's up.
Yep, we're on the other side. You just want to just bounce it back and forth between the two sides. Cleave the person down, interrupt them, otherwise they fear people.
Somebody get that.
The far side, someone I think got it. Yeah, good. Like jumped into it, good. Bum will get mind controlled soon. Yeah, there he is. Make sure you interrupt them and just nuke them down. Yeah. Wow, good job, guys. Fucking textbook. There was nothing was the problem. That was just perfect.
Oh damn, nice build.
We didn't fuck up the CC, or oh wow, yeah, quite a nice belt.
Well, thanks, Dastard, but do you really have to sound so amazed?
I mean, last
Yes,
week I
he
had
does.
last week I had to yell 3 times because people kept breaking my CC.
Re-origination drive restored.
See, that's
Vault
so
access granted.
All right, let's do this, guys. Let's take our break here, and then we'll just come back, and then we'll start with the trash. We'll go through the trash. We'll knock out the trash. We'll do a Zool. Then we'll head into heroic. Get the first 2 bosses of heroic. And then if we still have time, then we'll spend the rest of the night on the Thrax. I don't think we'll have much more time than that. So, quick break here. And then if that's the case, then starting tomorrow, we'll be on the new content, which will be, or not farm content, which will be Gahoon, Fetid, Vectis, and then Zekvaz. Zekvaz I know is pretty tricky on heroic. Vectis will probably be a little tricky as well. That's fine. If you need a few more minutes, no worries or anything like that. Just 10 minutes here, guys, and but yeah, 10 minutes, and as soon as we have enough people back to start pulling trash, we will. All right, right back.
Yeah.
Were we taking a break?
Yes.
Ba-ba-da-bum, ba-ba-da-bum.
I have many wares.
Already got a couple of good upgrades so far today.
May your feet find good trails.
Not bad so far. Got our eye level up to 350. Want to see that get a little bit higher, but for now, doing just fine. Sweet. Got that enchant from McGildy. Kanky Nurse is quite nice for that. Thanks, Nurse.
Yeah, no problem.
What's the next boss we're about to do?
All right.
Cool.
I'm gonna step aside
Oh,
for
zero.
just a minute, but I will be right back.
I need the heart out a second to get the seals. I really need that weapon. Please send me back.
Go for it. We're on break.
Ah, awesome.
All right, I'm back. And yes, good call, Kinky. After the trash, after all the people die.
Wow, the nerf monk's main damage ability.
Which one?
Swift roundhouse by 55%.
That's
That
because
just
that's
that just
because people were
happened?
stacking it. Yeah, that was a
Oh no, the
downgrade.
trait. The trait that
trait.
got buffed. Okay, yeah, yeah.
So that's because it stacks and it just was pushing our damage way too high. Even though I didn't have any pieces of gear with it, but
I mean, like, people look at it like none of these are like in any way offensive. They're pretty much like the ones that were drastically stronger than the rest they nerfed, and the ones that were drastically weaker than all the other ones they buffed. Like, looking through these, demonic meteor increased by 200%. Yeah, that seems absurd, but it likely was just weakest by like a huge amount. So yeah, looking at all my traits that were buffed and nerfed, they put them all within like a good 10% of one another. They're almost all identical now. So I don't feel bad about ditching my best trait, which was better by a good about 30-40%, because now my second best, what used to be my second best one, is the same pretty much. And as it should be, you shouldn't ever feel shitty about switching a piece of gear out. Now there's something
Didn't change much either.
there's something to be said now that because now they're all the same, that like what's the point? But that's for them to address by coming up with more interesting stuff.
Are we gonna be hitting heroic tonight?
Yes.
Okay, can I run to town real quick to get my coins?
Now's the time to do it.
How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? I hope everybody's doing good. Gotta get me some reroll coins. Make sure I get my loots. I fights for it. That's what I deserve to get. Run to the hills. Oh, dropping 0 frames. That is hot.
Alright, does anybody else need a summon?
I will in like a minute.
Help! These little ones have taken our scrolls and turned themselves into
Taking
beasts.
our scrolls.
We have dispelling scrolls.
Yeah, beat 'em up.
But you will need to get close enough to use them. Watch out!
Thank you for the summon.
Happy Hansel noises. That's what those are. Thank you. Hansel, are you making enemies?
Alright, let me do a raid check and see if most people are back, and if so, we'll start clearing. Let's be very careful. Let's make sure we pull far enough back, because not everyone's going to be here, so we won't have as many stuns and everything. So let me see who's not here first.
Doom, 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 doom. Doom,
We
doom,
seem
doom,
to have only like 2 AFKs. Dwarf, are you here?
I'm here, I'm just accepting the summon.
Ah, okay. Cool. Then yeah, just about everybody's here, so we'll go ahead and start. I'll leave it to you tanks to start pulling at your own discretion. Just pull farther enough back so there's no accidents. Ask the question again. Anyone not know how this one works? Not sure how it works? Is that what you're saying, Spite? Alright, so essentially there's going to be a shit ton of ads that keep spawning. I'm going to mark up whatever the priority target is, and you will cleave off of the priority target. Probably best, yeah, just to wait for the pat. So you'll always cleave off the priority target. It may be a caster, it may be a big hulking person. Don't stand in front of the big hulking ones. It may be a bunch of little ads. Whatever it is, just cleave off of it. If it's only the tiniest ads up, like the little crogs, we'll be cleaving off of the main boss, who will be in the center. Otherwise, cleave off of whatever the bigger ads are, which are either casters or the hulking guys here, crushers, I think. Blood hexers or crushers, I guess is what their names are. Oop. Nice. There will be a point where I will, whenever blood hexers spawn, there'll be 2 of them. I will CC one of them, we'll grip the other one in, we'll nuke down the gripped one, and we'll either kill Crusher immediately afterwards or the other blood hexer. But we'll kill pretty much 2 blood hexers and a Crusher every cycle of ads. Once the boss gets down to 40%, we begin phase 2, which will pop Lust, we'll kill all the ads, and then we just burn the boss down. You may get some point during phase 1, you may get a debuff that forces you to run away from the group. Just run to the edge of the room, you'll get dispelled, and you'll spawn some ads, just run away from them. If you feeling generous as a blood elf, I guess you are a blood elf because you're a demon hunter, if you arcane torrent, you'll instantly kill all the ads because dispelling them instantly kills them. So
Careful pulling those before your debuff wears off, tank.
yep.
I didn't look like a demon hunter pulled that.
You are a demon hunter, that's why I thought it was you.
That's racist.
Let me see what else.
Classist.
Otherwise, positioning-wise, you're just stacked up in the center of the room almost the entire time. You may have to run off to kill the other Blood Hexer. Yeah, make sure if you want to alternate who pulls, just so your stacks can wear off, that works too. Or you can just wait 2 seconds. It doesn't take long for them to fall off.
Or you could miscalculate and pull all of it.
Oh god. Tanks would just get obliterated if that happens. Yeah, that is no joke.
I'm fixing to have to restart WoW.
Do it now. We only have 40 more minutes of this trash, so you're running out of time.
Running really low on
I
time.
think I'm back. My sound cut out and then it froze for a second.
No! Just for the sake of time, let's continue pulling the way we're doing. But you can survive, one of you tanks can survive those adds by yourself going up to about 10 stacks. Assuming the healers can keep up with a second tank, each one of you tanks grab a separate pack of 5 and you don't start pulling them off one another. We could theoretically AoE them all down in time. But if one of you tanks pulls even a couple mobs from the other pack, that tank will just drop.
Oh, I can keep up with it. I haven't even had to heal hard enough at this point.
We can pull the second Dominator.
Just don't put him next week.
I think if I missed anything critical about this. Oh, the stuns. So I need some volunteers for the stuns for the Blood Hexers.
Rev will do the stuns.
Alright.
You know I'm down.
Alright. So let's just make sure if we stun, we only stun when the cast happens. Otherwise, remember, they become immune and then bad juju. We probably have enough DPS we can out DPS it, but yeah, so very important. If you have a stun, do not stun the second Blood Hexer. Oh, yep, somebody shot and brought those over. Oh, tanks blow some cooldowns. Stun the crap out of these things.
Oh, we're good.
That was spooky.
How was it? Yeah, do not stun the second Blood Hexer unless it's during the uninterruptible cast. Oh, look at that, a BOE. But yeah, if you stun at any other point in time, it risks the ad becoming stun immune when a critical move has to be stunned and interrupted. We only need probably 1 stun, but maybe 2. We can grab this pack at the same time as the Dominator, that's fine. Just charge right in there.
I'll tank the Dominator.
Just AoE the little ads down as fast as possible.
Hey, you two, cut it out.
Careful. Yep. It can't be standing over there, guys. You always
He jumped over there.
He got thrown over there. You always have to stand in a position. Everything here knocks you back, guys. This is why we're so careful with these pulls. If you have to always stand in a position, if you get knocked, you get knocked back. Go ahead and accept the battle res war.
More are
Oh
getting.
yes, more.
Guys, come on. This is exactly why you have to be careful. You can't have your backs to another pack ever. Always have your back the way we came, every single time. Or
They
we're gonna
don't
need you
necessarily throw
yourself.
you back, by the way.
They throw you away from them.
Yes.
So, yes, if you're turned around and you're stabbing out of your asshole, then yes, you could get knocked forward.
Sounds painful.
I need you to get here quick. Bring those other little vein splitters over here.
Watch that Dominator. Gonna buff shit.
Genuinely surprised we survived that.
No, we have a lot more gear now.
Well, I was just pouring heals on you, dead.
You are amazing. Thank you.
Hey, while we're pulling trash, I meant to ask, how difficult was that to heal on those first two bosses?
You're fucking monk. I don't think you got a single heal for the first two bosses.
He was actually kept alive by my beacon. I never actually healed him directly.
Yeah, monks are fucking broken.
That's
I'm
not
over
broken.
here being like careful as shit with all my CDs.
No, like monks are literally broken. You guys are like obscenely overpowered right now. The mythic race is just with monk tanks right now.
No, there's a top on. In the top, one of the top six.
Fine. Exaggerating. At least what method's running with 2, right?
I think Limit's using the one that killed the second to last boss first. The top on.
As they should. Mithrax is probably good with a paladin because he does a lot of attack damage.
Attack damage?
Yeah, like his melee attack does like
Oh.
75k.
Oh no, I can stagger all that shit.
Yeah, you can only stagger physical, so. Alright,
No,
over here.
I can talent in some magic.
Alright, I'm gonna put some markers down just for the calling out which one will be gripping over versus the one that I will be CCing. I will hex at targets. Do not break
Oh,
the
you're
hex.
talking about
Just when
I
the
mean,
fight
this
starts,
is the
stack up in the center. Tanks
third to
remember
last
to
boss,
put
so we're actually
Zool in the center,
probably
the very
gonna get the
center.
whole thing tonight.
We had him a little off center before, and that did cause some
We've been
complications.
one-shotting every fucking
I will
boss.
put the X down so you
This guy's
remember
pretty
to
tough,
run
though.
to the damn X, and I'll put a star in the center just so you can see it.
This guy's pretty tough. The next guy's
alright.
pretty tough. But the last boss is actually pretty easy. We
the raid
almost
check
had
in
it
the book.
last week. We got him to fucking 1%.
When in
That
doubt,
was
stack up
fucking-
on the group,
we
AoE
should've
all the
fucking had
ads.
that.
You can't go wrong. Run out of the group when you get the 1 debuff that makes you do that.
Alright, so phase 2, tank him in the center, facing the X, run back, drop debuff at X.
Yep.
Hoorah, we got this shit.
We lost at phase 2, so at 40% to mop up the ads and have a clean transition.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
First target will be the Blood Hexer. Stack up close. Good. I don't think you'll have to run a single Crusher out on this difficulty.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Do make sure nobody here ever stands in front of Zool once we get to phase 2. If you do, very bad things happen. Alright. You will grip the circle over, and I'm gonna CC the purple diamond. kill this one quick. As he started making the crusher.
Yeah.
Just now.
Just
so we're
dead.
gonna kill the other one. We're gonna kill the other blood hexer. So get ready, guys. Get this blood hexer quick. Wait on the stuns. Get ready. Probably gonna need a stun almost any second now. Now. Perfect. Kill the blood hexer before it gets another cast off. Perfect. Now kill this crusher. Careful, pull the crusher a little bit out of the group, or otherwise the cleaves are going to hit people. Alright, so you will grip the circle over and I will CC the purple diamond again.
Man, this phase is going fucking
Remember,
gorgeous
cleave off of
too.
Zool in this case.
Nice. People have more DPS. Everything's looking buttery smooth.
Try to interrupt that blood hexer. Perfect. We're gonna take out the next blood hexer before the crusher. So get ready. All right, over to the blood hexer, guys. Get ready on that stun now. Perfect. All right. All right. Yeah, that was definitely the right decision. The crusher's not even spawning until we kill both of them. Whoa, that was pretty close. Make sure you run further, guys. That could have fucked us up in the next phase. All right, we at 8%, so we're gonna get maybe one more round of hexers. Probably not a crusher though. Make sure we kill this crusher. You will grip the triangle over right away, and I will CC the moon. So we're gonna kill that blood hexer, and then we're gonna push the phase, and then we'll kill the moon.
Dwarf, I'm gonna take Zool first.
Okay. Pushing the phase now.
Yep, kill this blood hexer fast. I'm gonna lust. Do not stand in front of the boss. Put him at the star. Do not stand in front of Zool, guys. Get this other blood hexer quick. Get away from his front. Get ready to stun him. Or her, excuse me. Nice, stun it. Alrighty. Alright, stack up tight behind. Bed's already at 3 stacks, so he should be running off to the X. Face him away, face him away. I'm facing towards the X.
Oh.
Careful with bed. And cool. Then taunt off, let Dwarf run off and drop his. Careful with Dwarf.
Yes.
You gotta make sure you're behind him so you don't win.
Yeah, if
I
you,
was behind.
you have to stay max range here, otherwise you'll run forward.
Well, I guess you heard how long it took me to jump off.
The healers may not be able to reach you if you're that far, though, in the other direction. It's fine.
I'll
He'll
get
be done in
spiked.
just a second.
Never mind, I got Widow.
A little early on him, yeah, because that would wipe us on heroic. That distance on the interrupt or on the dispel. So be careful.
That was gorgeous. Cleanest one yet.
Fuck. Do not touch the console.
I do have to release, so
Did we
don't.
not lust? I pressed it like 3 times.
We did not.
Huh.
Who needs a
I'll go figure.
lust?
Yep. So to exit, unfortunately, we have to run the long way around. So just mount up and run the long way. That's probably a new record without a lust, right? Yeah, there was a minute new record without lust. Go figure.
I didn't get the weapon, I'm gonna cry.
Alright, we're on to heroic now. So there was at least 4 people who are not here for a heroic kill, right? The people who messaged me a moment ago about so Spite, Widow, Solo, and Myro. The fight for Talok is exactly the same as normal. The only major difference is... One moment. The only major difference is while we're going down on the elevator, there are laser beams that you have to dodge. You can't see the laser beams, they're underneath the platform, so I'm going to have a marker on my head and basically call out where safe spots are. If you stand in the laser when the elevator goes through it, you basically just die instantly. There are a total of 4 lasers before we hit the bottom. We'll lust when we get to the bottom to finish up the ads that are still alive, and then we just transition to a standard phase 3, I guess.
Oh, hey, Shin's on.
Just in time for heroic. Yeah, it's a long run out.
Full roster.
Do I hear the Dastard Express?
Yeah.
Yeet! Yeet! Yeet!
I'm gonna step out, switch it to heroic. So after we get these, after we get these 2 in heroic, we'll switch back to Mithrax. Good job, guys. We one-shot all those bosses.
Yeah, that was buttery smooth, gorgeous.
Farm status confirmed.
All right, switched over to heroic. So I re-enter.
Yeah.
Get out. So yeah, it's super important, guys, that I'm gonna put a marker on my head, a square. I don't know how long it'll stay there, but it's important you stay by me so that you have very short distance to run to drop the void zones, all by the X, the marker I'm gonna put up there. If you don't, if you don't get there and you run it, just make sure you always get out of melee as fast as possible and drop it against the wall, even if it's on the wrong place. But preferably it should be by the X so that the tanks have one nice clean place to absorb it. Once we get to the last phase at the bottom, we will continue doing the same thing. We're just going to constantly change wherever the position, like we'll just keep bouncing back and forth between pretty much 2 positions. So every time we run through him for when he does his cudgel, we'll stay on the other side, or maybe slightly rotate to leave a big area of clean air behind us. But
I might be able to do that and finish up.
Otherwise, people just got out of range too much when we were kind of a little all over the place. So it's important that we stay stacked up whenever possible. If you are quick when the boss targets you for the static whatever, you can run off to the side to face it away from the group, but otherwise it's not critical. It doesn't hit for meaningful damage.
And if you die on the top, you better get your battle res there, or you won't be getting res until the end of the match.
That's a nice meme.
Bodies apparently float in the here.
Alright, let's go ahead and let's start killing these 2 tentacles.
Has anyone else noticed that they can't use channeled abilities without being in the room?
I've not noticed that.
Yeah, actually, I just tried my ray assault and it didn't work.
Alright, so stack up point for all DPS heals and non-tanks, I guess. Just on top of me square. Drag the boss into the center, make him face the square. We'll stack her right behind him. I should not put square, that's going to get confusing with the other marker on the opposite side. Let's do condom. So when, and then let's put something on bed so we can see where the fuck he is. Let's put triangle. Perfect. That's probably gonna wipe all those marks. Whatever. Yeah, just run straight back, drop all the void zones as close as you can to X, and then we'll run through to square each time he does cudgel. No getting lazy here. If you don't do that, you're high chance you die. The damage from the cudgel's high. All right, here we go. And we may just if we do it completely clean, we might just alternate each time, so we don't have to keep running around. Oh, reposition him in the center, please. Run those back, preferably towards the X. By the way, getting them all towards the X, if you get one away from the X, if you can get to the X for the next couple ones, that's better than dropping the rest of them all over there. So we're not going to clear up 2 clumps. Run through to the square, clear the one on the opposite side. We should be able to get all of it. Alright, let's adjust and put this other clump behind us, guys, so we can use this one now. So over to me, the circle, please. Adjust so that he's facing away from this clump. Alrighty. So we're gonna run to the opposite side of this giant. Someone did not run out of melee fast enough. Somebody was definitely trying to get extra damage in.
Damn cats.
Like, that's really dangerous to clear and not kill us, guys. You gotta book it. Run those. Oh, that's the static. Yep. That's what happens when this blood's right at point blank. We'll pick up bomb in a moment. Run through them. Get to the opposite wall, guys, as far away as you can. We should hit the transition before there's a problem, but try to keep the blood, I guess, towards the X. Here's the transition. Alright, get away from him.
Fluid evacuation.
Alright.
Entering
Congeal blood, picks up quick. Bed had already dropped the blood immediately against the back wall. Get it closer to the center. I can't see the first laser, but it does not look like it's near. I see it. It is near. Yeah. Over here. Over here. Over to me, the circle. It's up against that. It's gonna go right through that totem on the right side there. So, the next blood's up. Let's make sure we grab it. Alright, let's switch over to the other side here, back the way we came. So, the laser beam's gone on the left side, guys, so make sure you get over here quick. It's coming through right now. Watch it. Good. Remember, when in doubt, you can always look down if you can't see. Alright, so if we move back over here to the left side, we'll be safe for the rest of them. Oh, if we move over to Raiden, we'll be safe for the rest of them over there. There are 2 Coalesce Bloods. Make sure we grab that other one. It is punching. Yep, it killed 2 DPS. Gotta pick these up faster. Lost 2 people for not picking that one up fast enough. We'll have at least
one of them walked off the edge.
That was shame.
The ad was punching you guys where you jumped off.
I need to get closer.
Alright, we're about to hit the ground.
It's too far away.
Lost. Take those ads to the nearest wall. Kill them fast.
Take those ads off him, bud.
Get this last ad quick. Just drop bloods in this corner near this ad currently. Quick.
Beware.
Alright, cool. Stack up over here by me, the circle now. We're gonna run straight through them. Get ready. Run through them and clear the biggest clump you can behind us. Alright, we're just gonna stay here, and we'll just drop stuff behind us now on this side. and we'll just keep doing this. Flip them around when you can, please. Good. Run those back. Quickly. The quicker you get out of melee, the better, guys. Because the blood patches in the center here are the hardest to get rid of without taking massive damage. At this point, Bed, it might make sense for you to clear the pack directly behind you rather than the one behind us.
Agreed.
Unless these
Get out of here.
Someone's dropping it right in the middle of us. That was a healer. Or yep, run through him, guys. Run through him.
Sorry,
Yeah,
all that needed to go.
Yeah, just give us a heads up when you do that because we were not ready to move. But we're a bunch of DPS.
Get behind him.
Yeah, stack up on me by the circle, guys. Right now, I'm gonna have you clear the pack over by this corner here, the one where I'm dropping it now. Makes the most sense.
Sorry, Dastard, you got boxed in.
Turn him around.
Turn him around, please. He should never be facing me. Yeah, we're gonna run basically towards the exit door here while he cleanses the corner. Alright, drop this shit by the corner over here if we can. Alright, get ready to run to the door, clear the opposite side.
Sometimes he like stalls out.
He does. He wigs out. That's fine. We should have plenty of room behind us to keep clearing this out. So you're gonna want to clear one of the rooms, the areas in front of you this time. Even if it starts getting crowded behind us, just face them away from me and be fine.
Thanks, King.
No.
Sorry, Shane.
Say what? All good.
Alright, we're gonna run back a little bit. He's and Bed's gonna clear the area behind him. Over by me, guys. Over by me. Let's use defensive cooldowns to make sure there's not a problem. Nope, you stay on that side. You stay the fuck away from us. Nope, that almost killed a bunch of us. Can't. I mean,
I thought you guys were running it through me.
I said 3 times we're staying here. You have to run back. We're fine though. Thankfully, I was saying blow defensives, and I think a bunch of people did that right beforehand.
Fuel levels depleted. Shutting down.
Sorry, I thought you meant run through me.
Oh, wow.
That's my mistake.
Damn. Still no weapon. Fuck.
395, jeez.
God damn it.
Rats.
I needed shoes.
I fucking bonus rolled 375 Warforged pants, but I don't need them and I can't trade them to anybody.
Holy shit, 395.
Come over here, guys.
You got a 395, Novik?
No, Kinky did.
Oh, wow.
No, I don't get 395 here.
That's what I was gonna say. You don't get shit, Novik.
No.
Bonus roll
Did you
an
get any loot?
amazing trinket.
Yeah, by the way, for the people using bonus roll on normal, I understand the idea that you want some of the loot from the later bosses in normal, but should probably save them for heroic since you only get 2. Alright, so let's see here. We have the same people from earlier today, but we have Shen now and Bed.
Plus
Holy
a
shit.
Well
Little
done.
tip, you can't just AoE the little ticks.
No, it was the fucking Krog, I think. He was thrashing in the middle of us.
Oh, he was. That he was. I did not see that.
I didn't either.
Alright, so let's see here. First group will be Bedpost Bomb, Raiden, and Gimma going through. Right, with Zool and Wave to follow. followed by Yuri, Shake Novik, Source.
Guys, you realize those are male, right?
No, there was a plate roll.
Just make sure
Oh,
you're
there
rolling.
it is.
Make sure you're rolling for the correct number, guys. Oh, I guess Myra was out of 100. Alright, so let's see, that's...
Any more space? Or you guys full? Looks like a lot of people.
We have too many pallies. Go away.
Yeah, you have to come on your death knight.
Did you just wake up?
No. I came from a girl's house.
Nice, nice. Did she at least make you a sandwich?
No, actually, I bought her a sandwich.
Okay.
It was a ham sandwich, bro.
That was an interesting development.
It's too far away.
Solo. Fuck me. There are too many people.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I have fucking 9 groups to go through at once.
I need a target.
Dude, we don't actually have too much. What am I fucking saying? We're fine, guys. Like, we can go up to 30. There's no too much.
Can anybody make a haste gem?
A lot of people.
No, I mean, people actually message me saying if there's too many, they'll step out. We're fucking about. Don't worry about it.
The doors are locked. Shut down that machine before we are reduced to ash.
Alright, we got a +9 Waycrest this week, so let's get this shit done.
I have a +9 siege. Joy of joys.
No, let's
Pretty
do
sure it's fine.
+9
We have
Temple
all
of
of them.
Storms.
Thanks,
Shrine
Solomon.
of Storms.
Sorry, just give me 1 second here. I was fine until more people start fucking logging in. Well, Hal's gonna die, so I don't have to factor him into this.
Yes.
Hal, you've never survived through the first wall.
I haven't. I don't know. I think something like give me a graphic glitch or something and like
Did
disconnect.
you turn
every
your
time.
particles down?
Holy crap, I still have my food buff from 3 bosses ago.
Alright, we're just gonna have to move immediately. Like, the fight starts, immediately bedpost bum right and go through, and then 10 seconds later Gimma goes through. We have to start this right away, otherwise this is gonna get bad.
You mean once the fire goes away, right?
Of course.
You can go in while the fire's
No,
still going.
bubble while the fire's in there. You're good.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, listen up. So sorry, I had to tweak this a little bit. So just make sure we're all clear. First group is bedpost bum right and going through right away. Jim will go through in just a few, a few seconds afterwards. Following that, Zul, Wave, and Cyber will go through. Then Yuri, Sheikh Novik, Sor Shen Raja, Baha Shifted Kinky, Dastard Hal Bayadin. Those should all be the same. The new group here is Widow, Myro, and Spite, which are group 7. And then the 8th group going through will be Dwarf, Holy, Rev, and Solo. They'll be the last 4 people. So Solo will be the last DPS going through. Holy, Rev will be the last 2 healers going through with Dwarf. Should be fine. We just have to, as soon as you guys can go through that wall, you have to go through just to make, because we have a whole extra wave of people going through, so we want to make sure we don't fall behind because there's extra beams. For people who have not done this on Heroic, it's exactly like what we just did on Normal, but now beams also come down from the ceiling. It marks the safe locations as a bunch of swirls that you have to stand in. They look different than the fire swirls that you have to avoid. Very, very different. So avoid the fire, stand in those, watch out for the side beams. It's all really easy. They just usually they line up one right after the other, so you're moving from one to the next to the next to the next.
It's really fun.
It's very fun, and as long as you don't get cleaved by the boss during it, you're fine. So just be careful not to stand in front of them. All right, here we go.
5, 4.
We will lust in the last room.
2, 1.
As soon as that fire is done, bed, bump right, and go through. All right, go for it, you first group.
3, 1.
Beware.
Wait a second for health to come up before you go through Gimma. All right, go for it. Remember, you can throw stuns through the through the shield.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
We missed 2 of them. That's a wipe.
Are we going to do the strategy where we tank them near the wall and we toss up AoE through the wall?
If you guys inside the room can do so, yeah, go for it. Bring closer to the door so that people can throw a couple AoEs to help. But make sure we're calling out stuns. I don't want another mistake like that. Coordinate them because we have to do 2 transitions to the wall there successfully. The timing of what you were doing before is going to be slightly altered, obviously, because now you're going through right away instead of waiting like 5 or 6 seconds. So now where the wind lines up with their cast that you have to interrupt is not going to be the same. That was actually the first wipe of the night.
At least we saved it for heroic.
A heroic wipe.
Alright, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Virulent strain detected. Neutralized with extreme prejudice.
Alright, first group go through.
2, 1. Testing bacterial resistance to extreme heat.
Alright, Gitma, go through. Get him closer to the wall here so that we can get some stuns. Not
What
that
the
close.
hell?
It's fine. If it runs away, it's fine. We'll kill it. Next group will be Zool, Wave, and Cyber. Get ready. Not yet. Zool, Wave, Cyber, go through.
Me?
Yeah, go.
I'm
Cyber's not in here.
Oh, I thought you got invited.
No.
Oh, well, Solo, go through.
I tried on my knockback.
Next group will be Yuri, Shake, and Novik. Alright, Yuri, Shake, Novik, go through.
I don't have a target.
And we need to catch up. That threw us off a little bit there. So Yuri, Shake, Novik just gone through. Source, Shen, Roger, get ready. You'll be going through very soon. Or
Novik's down.
Where? Source, Shake, Roger,
Other
go
room.
through. So it's fine. Source, Shake, Roger, go through.
You want him picked up?
Yeah, pick him up in there. It's fine. Pick him up over there. Yeah, the winds are significantly stronger. You have to get away from those sides. Next group is Baja shifted Kinky.
Somebody's not in. He didn't come through.
Source, Baja shifted Kinky. Yeah, you guys can't delay like that. That's gonna throw the whole timing off.
I came in on time.
So that should have been Baja shifted Kinky. Next is Dastard How Biondon. We're okay with picking up, so myself, How, Biondon will go right after these wins. Alright, myself, How, Biondon go through. Next group will be Widow, Myro, and Spite. This is where the lasers get fun in this room, so make sure you move in between the laser waves. Alright, next group, Widow, Myro, Spite go through. Ooh, careful. Alright, last group was what, Dwarf, Holy Rev. There shouldn't be a... Wait for it. Wait till everyone's topped off, then you 3 go through. After these wins, you guys go through. Fight the wind, and then... Alright, go on through. Be careful, she is going to do the cleave, so stay away from it, guys. Alright. Alright, first group will be Bed, Bum, and Raiden as soon as we're topped off. Alright, you guys go for it. Bed, Bum, and Raiden.
Raiden, make sure you put your totem down and stun him.
Gimma, you should go through right after the laser if you haven't gone already. Yeah, get him there. Get him close enough for stuns. Next group is Zool, Wave, and Solo. Wait a second. Zool, Wave, and Solo go through. You're good. Get into those safe zones. Get into the safe zones.
I don't have a target.
Don't stand in front of her. Alright, so Zulwif solo, so be in there. Yuri, Shake, Novik, you'll be up next. In just a moment. As soon as those are dead, get that interrupt. Wave, watch it. Well, new lasers, watch it.
I can't attack that.
Alright, next group, so Yuri, Shake, Novik, go through.
Yuri's
Yuri's dead. Then that's fine. Don't worry about it. Next is Sorsh and Raja. You'll go through in just a moment. Get Hal's health up. Get into the safe zones, guys. Get into the safe zones. Let the wind take you into it. Sorry, was it? Source, Shen, and Raja go through right after these. Go.
Beware.
Next will be Baha, Shifted, and Kinky. Safe zones. So let's see, Baha, Shifted, Kinky. You guys will go through in just a second. Go through now, you're good. Baha, Shifted, Kinky, go. Dastard, Hao, Bioden will be the next one. Again, Dastard, Hao, Hao, and Bioden. Just a moment. After this wind, you three will go through. That's myself, Hao, Bioden. Oh, actually, wait for these safe zones. Safe zones first, and then go through. So right after these lasers, the three of us will go through. There's only 2 more groups left, so we have plenty of time.
Beware.
All right, so careful with Dwarf. I went through Hao, then Bioden. Safe zones. It's fine. Next group is Widow, Myro, and Spite. You guys go through. Widow, Myro, Spite. Ooh, that was almost close. Stay away from the fire. Careful with Dwarf. It should just be Dwarf and 2 healers over there, so careful. Low cooldowns, Dwarf. Oh shit, Dwarf dropped. Healers are going to want to run through. Pick her up, Bed, and pick up Dwarf once we get to the other side if we can. Alright, we're all here. Just face her away from us and dodge. Everything will be okay.
Get these abs.
Yep. Get in the safe zone. Move out of the fires. At this point, I don't have to call anything anymore. You guys are fine. Just don't stand in front of her and dodge what needs to be dodged. Last time we killed this boss in this room with half the raid dead, so...
Hey, Dwarf, do you have Death to pick?
Yep. Oh. You have to, Bed, you have to face, or whoever's tankier, you have to face her against the wall during that. You faced her towards the entire group, so almost everyone get hit by the cleave. When you're inside the B, or when you get into safe zones, always face a wall, never any open area.
People got hit by the flame.
No, I got cleaved.
It looked like it was the cleave at the same time.
Okay.
Some people might have also gotten hit by the fire, but there was definitely a cleave through us. There's only 1 healer at the moment, so careful with the tanks. There we go. So yeah, everything was clean there except for the most part, except for that one cleave through us, so be careful.
Facility systems compromised. Proceed with
Well, there goes my shot at a weapon this week.
What is this place? Designation.
All right, so
This research facility was designed to contain and study.
Alright, someone
Back
wants to
to
me an
normal.
invite.
yeah, we can toss you an invite. I'm thinking for a second here, actually. We have a good amount of time, but we also have a shit ton of melee, and a shit ton of melee makes me scared of Mithrax. We could try Fetid Devourer, to be honest. Let's do that. Let's just do Fetid. It wasn't in the plan, but fuck it. Plans are made to be broken.
I forget, is he left or right?
Right, Fetid.
Right.
We'd go counterclockwise around the room.
We do not have that kind of talent. Gahul must be stopped
Is this the trash with the... No, it's not the one with the blood.
That's the trash before Bloodman.
Yeah. It's the trash in either direction towards him.
Get out of those bloodstorms, guys. They heal them.
So the fight is identical to normal. The only difference is the boss does a stomp that sends you flying back like 60 yards away from the boss. So you have to be careful not to get knocked away from the healers and everything. And the tanks have to be careful not to get knocked away from each other, etc., etc. For the most part, if you just put your back to something like, well, the wall, you won't get knocked away. I mean, you'll get knocked along it, but it shouldn't be too big of an issue. As long as tanks get very quickly back to one another, we're fine. Also, we don't have the DPS to kill 2 of those pustule things, so we're just going to kill 1. I'm going to mark 1 up, and you tanks need to drag the boss to it. I'll always choose the one closest to the boss, so that'd be easy. And we just burn that one down while cleaving the boss. It's imperative that we have him next to the one we're killing, because since we're not killing the other one, he's going to heal up from it. And if we're not cleaving the boss at the same time we're killing the ad, he's going to potentially heal for more than we're doing. So it's important that the boss, get stuns in there quick. What was that?
Damn it.
I can't tell if it was a cleave or an AoE explosion or...
It was, one of the Chosen got sacrifice off.
Sacrifice 92,000 shadow damage.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a super long cast, so...
You just missed that.
I need to target something first.
They don't do that on me.
They do, we just kill them really fast, so they never get it.
I don't think they ever make any changes for trash between normal and heroic.
Yeah, they do it, we just kill them fast. It's...
Oh, healers. So now on heroic, that dot that gets randomly thrown around is actually kind of significant damage. In case you're not aware how it works, it's a light dot on people that ticks for a long duration, and then when it expires, it's replaced by a very short duration dot that hits incredibly hard each tick for a couple seconds. So when it switches, you generally have to have one person kind of quick heal the person for a few seconds and focus them to prevent them from dropping. People should be quick to use defensive cooldowns if they notice they're knocked out of range or anything like that. It should be easy. It's just like it's not trivial damage anymore. I think like 4 people get it staggered durations. Yeah, good job, guys. I think we... Oh, no, we didn't kill Mythrax yet. So, yeah, we almost have killed all of our farm content on Tuesday. So, good, good, good.
Yeah, we're flying through here. This is awesome.
And it's Jake.
This is how it should be. I mean, everyone's jumping 10 to 15 item levels each week, so...
But it was me that didn't get any piece last week. I keep getting bounced.
Oh shit, okay. Check the chat.
I think I've rolled 3 coins so far this expansion and gotten back Azerite Power Age.
If I get Azerite.
So you're telling me I shouldn't tell you how I got 2 items with my bonus rolls on Heroic?
Yeah.
I think I've only gotten Azerite Power once from a coin.
I need to target something first.
I wish it would let me bonus roll the mythic chest.
Give me another 380,
yeah.
please.
That would be cheating.
I find it funny. It's RNG is still obviously still RNG, but like right now, you have more sources of loot than ever before in the game. Between the mythic cache, the PvP cache, the running mythic pluses, world quests, world bosses, raiding multiple difficulties. Yet it's never enough. People always want more sources of loot compared to like Burning Crusade or something like that, where you don't even get purples unless you're in an actual raid. Let's be careful pulling these back. I have a feeling their cleaves and stuff are gonna hurt. Oh, nice. Did all of us get pretty, like, did most people get, what the fuck's it called? Azurite
It's like
gear?
I got a ring.
No, I got a 385 belt.
Okay.
They had said, though, in the AMA that they had prioritized Azurite gear from the Mythic
I need
chest.
somebody to carry me. Fucking nobody wanted to bite me to level 4 Mythic Plus.
Make sure you sidestep this stuff.
What?
Sidestep the cleaves, guys. This is a hold up a side. This is close quarters, guys. If that raptor jumps towards you, sidestep it. If you see a little gray swirly on the ground, sidestep it. Everything hurts. These bloods take extra damage as well, so save your cooldowns for when they switch into bloods. Solman, if you can distract the boss when he gets kind of to the back of the room, we can pull with a little bit less.
I think he said he was immune.
Oh, he is. Interesting. My bad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he tried it in normal.
Ah, alright, I'll wait for him to pass and we'll go again. Just be quick to move out of stuff. I don't remember what the lion does. I think it just spams a roar buff that you can interrupt. We are 25% paladin.
And we do such a good job of covering every fight.
We only keep you around so every single healer... Well, we only keep all the rets around so every single healer can get a wisdom.
Hey, whoever has a wisdom, cast it on Grave.
I have cows.
Do you have 2 wisdoms?
I asked how to switch his and he didn't.
Can you even use 2? Does it
No,
stack?
no, I asked him to.
I didn't saw that.
I don't. Yeah, you probably just. I whispered.
I haven't run out of mana yet, but I'm pretty sure I will on this one.
Yeah, this is where it's going to start getting dicey. Once the boss starts hitting 50% stronger, tanks are going to take quite a pounding, and the dots on us are going to be ticking
like a
really
good time
hard.
to me.
So. So this is mechanically a very easy boss, but the throughput is quite high. Or the necessary throughput both from heals and from DPS is quite high.
Look, Cyber comes in here and dies.
I was drinking
Cyber.
soda.
Soda.
I was thirsty.
As long as it's not a liter cola.
What's mixed in your soda?
Absolutely nothing.
Well,
What
now
the hell's a meter?
Alright, let's grab this last pack.
I only know Imperial.
Was that 20 ounces?
Run away!
He does look like he's got a little bit more pep in his step here on Heroic.
He's just silly as shit.
Oh,
looking.
Gabbers is on now too if you want another person.
I mean, doesn't hurt. We have so many people, my Discord overlay is run out of room.
Yep, mine too.
Holy shit, Raptors Batman. Watch out.
Oh, he
And the Fed Devour.
Because somebody definitely walked forward.
It's too
People
far
got
away.
patient and they didn't stay on the stairs. Alright, there's a lot of raptors in this pool, so just be prepared. They're gonna just keep leaping around.
I have throw
Thank you,
something.
Lion.
Did the Devour go back?
Yeah, he can't go up. Once he goes up, walks up the stairs, he despawns. So It's another reason we pull here, is that if we do accidentally pull, we're all safe.
Oh, man.
Are they all lions now? Oh, there's 2 raptors.
I've got no yoni.
Just stand in it, okay?
Alright, let's res everybody and we'll be good to go. So, yeah, the best place to put yourself right before he does the stomps, if you look at these little, not the nooks on the side of the room, but like the kind of columns. Like, put your backs to those so you don't go flying across the room. If you get knocked into one of the alcoves on the sides, that's not terrible, but the worst thing is to get knocked forward and backwards. You get knocked away from him, so if you stand, you know, behind him towards the entrance here with your back to the console there, you're going to get knocked so far away, one, you're not going to be able to contribute, and 2, you're likely going to Jesus.
Holy crap.
2, you're likely going to get knocked out of heal range and potentially die. If that happens, blow a cooldown and get back over. And especially if we're attacking one of the little ads that spawns, make sure you are in a position that gets knocked towards a close by wall so we don't waste time. We will not kill 2. Do not try to kill 2. It's a waste of DPS. Dwarf, be prepared to use every cooldown in the book because this is going to hurt.
Super excited.
I am too. I hope I'm not hyping this for what ends up being a fucking easy boss. Eat up and everything, guys. Let's do it. This is progression, so no slacking off here.
This is the good one. Take 1.
Gonna repair back here. Very back.
It's true. We'll see how this goes. If Dwarf is taking a stupid amount of damage, we could potentially have bomb swap in just because of how OP it is.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna do ready check and then we'll go ahead and pull.
Oh,
I
I'm
like
so
it when you
fucking
say
yawny.
bomb is OP.
Apparently, as a healer, I have a taunt as well.
Well, no taunt swaps or anything. It's the closest person, so.
I believe in you, dwarf.
Yeah, I mean, we're geared enough for this. Granted, Dwarf just got the epic achievement, but I assume he's plenty fine. Is everyone checked ready? Everybody's ready. All right, then here's the countdown, but don't start nuking him. Wait 2 seconds for the tanks to get him in position.
4, 3,
Make sure the tanks run in
2,
together this time.
1.
Just run in nice and steady. Hang back, hang back. Don't run in front of the tanks. All right. Stomp is in 20 seconds, just to give people a heads up. So, might as well start putting yourself in a decent spot. Stomp in 3. He's gonna almost immediately do the breath afterwards, so put yourself to the side, don't be behind him.
I need to get closer.
Get back on top of each other tanks. That's it. That's the new mechanic. Move away from that. It's probably a faster cast, so be careful. Alright, we're going to kill the one next to us. If you can drag the boss to it. Drag the boss to one of them, anyway. Just drag it to him quick. Quick, 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 tanks. Quick, quick, quick. We're going to kill that one. Alright. Kill it quick, guys. Focus on the skull. Skull's most important. Don't let it finish. Alright, he's gonna run to the other one, so just be prepared, tanks. He will run to the other one on the opposite sides. So he's gonna stomp, so be behind him. Or run. Just yeah, he healed up like 6% from that, so watch out, regurgitate. This is it though. This doesn't, you know, it's only going to get a little bit harder at 50% where he hits 25% harder, but that's it. Just make sure.
More ads coming up.
Yep, dragon tanks, drag him to one quick, quick, quick. Just straight down the lane. Alright, I'm marking one up. Drag him over to the skull quick. Like this. Make sure you actively avoid the tanks while while he's being dragged, and tanks do your best to stay on top of one another when it's happening. Might need to coordinate that you're. Yep.
4, 3,
Pick up bed.
1.
Oh, Solo got punched before bed got picked up.
And I immediately died again.
Yeah, we don't have to do your ass.
Yep. No.
I took 210k. Jesus.
That means you got hit by. That means you weren't being. You weren't tanking. You got hit by the move you're supposed to use a move to defend against the 3 hits. If you don't have a particular move for the triple slash, you instantly die. So go ahead and wipe it. So a couple things we can do here to make this a little bit easier and less scary. One, when those things come up, tanks, you guys have to move together. So you might want to like count down 3, 2, 1 and start moving in unison together so that you're able to ensure that you guys are the closest ones to one another and that you get the triple slashes applied to the correct person. The other thing is healers. The boss knocks you directly away from him. So you can stand in front of the boss. He doesn't have a cone. He just punches the closest person to the current tank. So when he does the knockback, you want to make sure you get knocked in the same direction as the tanks. If you get knocked in the opposite direction, there's a good chance tanks will die. So just make sure that you're always in a position that you get knocked away with them.
Should we bring him to the and turn him?
To what?
Are they turning him toward the walls when they get there? To minimize the initial stomps.
Ooh, I'm not following what you mean.
So we pull him, right? And they turn him around. Shouldn't we turn him 90 degrees and put us all toward walls?
I mean, where they were tanking him before, he was very close to those columns, and melee range could have positioned themselves to not get knocked around. I stood to his side and I got knocked into the column next to him, and I was still within 40 yards of the boss afterwards. So that's fine. I don't want to necessarily throw in an alcove unless we need to, just because the moving him around is dangerous, and putting him in an alcove just increases the chance that we'll have to drag him further if it's not the alcove or the first round of ad spawn. So no need to do that. Should be fine.
There's no cone, so you can position yourself wherever you need to be. They don't have to position the boss.
Yeah, I mean Spike brings up a good point. I mean the alcoves are nice in that when the knockback happens, it guarantees everyone stays in a little tight area. So I mean, once the corpuscle starts spawning, people should try to position themselves in the alcove with the corpuscle. So when we get knocked back, we're all in the same place. I mean, yeah, no one should ever try to stand in the center of the room and get knocked into the center. That doesn't help. You always want to get knocked as little, like the shortest distance away from the boss. That is true. That can happen, but it also could do the opposite. It can knock you away from it. So, but yeah, healers just need to make sure they stay close by. Tanks, be very careful with moving. When the ads are spawning, you guys need to start dragging them. Like, you should be able to get the boss to the ad before the ad actually spawns. It's like a 10-second, not 10-second, but like actually almost 10 seconds a heads up of where the ads are spawning before they spawn. So there's no excuse to not have the boss at the ads by the time they're already up. It's just a waste of everybody's DPS to not do that. And if the boss immediately does a knockback afterwards, then it's more complicated than if you had dragged him right away. So let's make sure we're doing that. All right, we'll pull him on this pass. Make sure the tanks are in the front.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For example, if you look where I am, I'll put a mark on my head. If right now the first stomp is gonna knock me into this low alcove, and I'm not gonna go fucking anywhere. And there's no penalty to stacking up in this fight, as long as you're not stacked up the tanks. Nice stomp in half a second. Some people are gonna get knocked in the opposite direction.
Too far away.
That's fine. Tanks, you should try to knock yourself into a short alcove as well, so that you don't get knocked out of healing range like that. Taunt him back bed so that you're...
Drag him.
Nope. See, yep. If you don't taunt immediately bed, you're going to take the triple slash, and then you just get one shot if you're not using active mitigation.
Gotcha.
Oh, wipe it.
Or just run out and reset him.
Can we? Oh,
No,
no, you can't. The
locked.
door's closed. The door closes.
Balls.
That would be cheesy.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Bedded Devour is not playing games.
Just stack on the tanks. Oh, that's still going to take forever to kill us. There's so many of us. Ugh.
And in the vomit when he does it.
Beware.
That's 10% per corpuscle. Interesting. That was 5.
Beware.
Stand in that shit, run into it. Still doesn't even one-shot you.
His attacks are doing more damage than anything. We might need a third
Hold on
tank.
just a second. Do we have a res or should we release?
So basically, we keep the tanks alive, and this.
Release? Okay. Sorry?
Basically, we keep the tanks alive, and this is a win. Because
Honest
he
to
does
God,
no damage.
that's it. He does no damage to us of consequence, at least until 50%.
So if Bed could just stop dying, all of our problems would be solved.
Oh, do I have a deal for you? Keep it real.
And I could switch one of my talents so that I absorb damage from people that are close to me.
None of this is necessary if we do this correctly. Alright. Tanks, when we grab the boss, just gonna stick him in an alcove. When we grab the boss, we'll bring him over to the alcove by the moon. So when you grab him, I want you to grab him, face him towards that alcove, and drag him into it, and we can stand on either side and get knocked back safely. That way you tanks don't get knocked out of healing range, which I'm pretty sure is what happened on that last one. And just make sure every time the knockback happens, tanks, at the very least, you get knocked into an alcove. If you drag them into an alcove like that, then theoretically healers, tanks, or healers and DPS should be to the sides and get knocked within the alcove without getting knocked in front. So there shouldn't be a problem. Alright, we'll pull on the next pass when he gets furthest away so it's easier to drag him.
Alright.
Alright, grab him, tanks. Drag him to the left. And remember, standing in front of the boss is okay as long as you're not on top of the tanks. That is no problem.
Tanks have goodies.
Might as well stand right by me, guys, so that you're already in a safe place for the knockback. Here it is. There. Completely negated. Away from that. Don't move on top of the tanks. Careful.
Ads.
Yep. Grab the one in the back corner, tanks. The back left corner. Drag them over as soon as you can. Make sure you stay on top of each other. Drag them over right away. Stay together. Get them over here quick. Oh, pick that up.
I think trying to move like that puts my back to him.
You You gotta sidestep. You can never put your back to them while moving. Tank mobs. You gotta learn to strafe, and that you don't get you don't ever turn your back to a boss while strafing. Just put yourself to the side. That was a weird bounce. Alright, we're gonna get the one directly behind us, so when you get a chance, drag him closer to it. But just move slowly, no rush, it's right next to us. Shockwave is in 5 seconds though, so make sure you guys are in a good spot. Make sure the tanks are still closest. Don't get knocked away in anything bad.
Dwarf's down.
I don't think we have a res for Dwarf.
No, we don't.
Was that just a misuse of cooldowns?
Nah, I got hit by melee.
You pulled aggro?
Somehow.
I was like during a stomp, though. So like that.
Yeah, stop heals. Let's go ahead and die. One more Baja, and then I might do that.
Well, we killed all but 2 in normal, and this is the 3rd boss in heroic, so we moved 1 difficulty up, and we're trying to kill. We killed the first 2 pretty easy, but the 3rd one is...
He dies before I can even click to heal him. I mean, I'm just constantly healing. He's instantly dead.
The 3rd one's actually pretty tough. He hits
Yeah,
like a
if it's
fucking
instant death,
freight
it's
train.
the 200k move that someone needs to use a cooldown for.
Same, I saw him get start going way down, and I was like playing hands, but he's dead.
Heat up. But yeah, same thing. We'll pull them into that same initial alcove, and just make sure you're always positioning yourself before the knockbacks, guys. If so, like, it's stupid fucking easy. All the moves are only dangerous if you get knocked away. If you're near the boss, everything is easy to handle.
No, we can. We actually, you know, like I said, we switched to heroic after killing the third to last boss. Yeah, because we have 2 bosses left in normal. So we switched to heroic. We can switch back. We'll probably do that tomorrow night.
But regardless of what
tonight
happens
we're
with this
just
boss
trying to
tomorrow,
do
the
some
plan
heroic
is to get
stuff, 'cause
Mithrax and
they
Gahoon
drop
first, and then come back to
much
heroic.
more
I do want to clear
better
the place
loot
out,
here in
so
heroic.
we were just doing this because I didn't want to have to switch between the instances yet again, waste a bunch of time running out. Tomorrow we will kill Gahoon, and we will jump back into here on heroic.
Yeah, like Dasher
Glad you
said
guys
there,
are running forward and
tomorrow
pulling. I didn't call for anything.
Let me eat! Dang!
Yeah, people were.
Hurry up, fatty.
There were late people who were still running back over and needed to eat.
Bye, Sib.
We'll pull on this pass though, so as soon as he loops around, well, I'll go for it.
You can totally steal this portal.
Alright. I'm not gonna do the countdown actually because it's stupid. It's just forward. Let the tanks go in first. Do not hit him for like 3 seconds. If you pull aggro, it's just a waste of an attempt. Alright, go for it, tanks. Remember, he doesn't have to be moved fast, he just has to be moved carefully. There's plenty of time to move him. You have like 10 seconds for each thing. After you blow your intros, make sure you get in position for the knockback. It's the first thing in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think Andy specifically is planning on torturing us with the, well, me specifically, with that goddamn fucking gun. And I'm sure Tony's gonna keep using it. But, hey, you know, it is what it is. Apparently, Andy is trying to find the sound clips so that he can have
we're gonna
it on
take
his
it to the
phone.
one in the back corner. The back corner. He's gonna do the knockback, so start heading towards it. Tanks, you can use the knockback to position yourself if need be. Just make sure. Here's the stun. Just make sure you stay away from tanks. Stay away from tanks. Oh, dwarf's down. Yep. We have to get this movement. We can't be losing a tank every time we have to move. Don't. Yeah, just chase him down.
One.
Make sure you stay together, tanks. But yeah, we can't have 3 people already dead. I hope the healer's gonna get knocked out of range there. Ads are appearing. We're gonna get the one across the way on the opposite side of the room. The short direction across the room. Wave's death now. I assume he got bitten by the boss.
Yeah, you know, but heading to the boss.
Closer.
2, 1.
No, I didn't put myself in a good spot there. My bad.
It got cast off. But luckily, he was doing something else, so we...
Yeah, way too many people dead. Oh, this is right next to us, so we'll grab the one right next to us. That's not good. Yeah. There's no line of sighting that shit. You can't run into the alcove to be safe. That's killed like 4 people who tried to do it.
You can bubble though.
Yeah, go ahead and wipe it. Alright, a few things. Melee, when switching to a corpuscle, be very careful to actively get as far away from tanks when getting over to them, especially if the corpuscle's not even up yet. Just be very careful. The tanks will do the best they can to stand on top of one another, but while moving, just even server lag is enough to, you know, not guarantee the closest person is the closest person. And if either one of them suddenly, while they're running over, even if they're close, is slightly out of melee range of the boss, he will just bite the closest person to him. That it's someone who's in melee range, so just be very careful about that.
Takes so long to wipe this.
Somebody died on their horse, and the horse is still alive.
But yeah, I don't know how we lost 3 people on the first corpuscle. That's a bit mind-boggling to me.
I died from the dot.
Ran over to me and like meleeed me.
That was right after.
Yeah, those
that
Bane
was right
guns are
during the
fucking
knockback.
stupid though. Like, why did the developers
I think what
of that
happened
game
was
think
I
that was
didn't get
okay to
knocked
put
back
in?
because I
That's
had
fucking stupid.
my Death's Advance up, and for some reason that prevents me from just being moved at all.
Oh, so Bedpost got knocked back and you didn't, and that, Cyber, come on, release. We can't res you, and we can't waste time waiting for your ass to run back.
So the like, I just pull aggro because he knocked back everybody? But
Solomon, cool it with the pre-pot shit. Let's focus on what's actually wiping us at the moment and stop guilting people about shit that's not important.
I don't even know what that means.
He's talking about using flasks.
Getting high before the raid.
Flasks and pots and all that shit's important, but they're also incredibly expensive at the moment, and I will stress them when they're important and stressed, and I will guilt people when it's important for us. But at the moment, there's severe issues that are with the strategy that needs to be adjusted, and I'm not going to even bother wasting one of my pots until the tanks are doing stuff correctly. Until then, I'm just throwing money down the drain, and that's just a stupid use of my cash.
Great, now you make me feel good about using it.
As soon as he moves away, we're going to pull on this pass. All right.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Make sure the tank is with you, bedpost. Dwarf is a bit behind.
I know.
Remember, this is the first alcove, so there's no reason to be anywhere else except with if you're back to that alcove. Because if you just stood over here next onto me, you wouldn't get knocked away at all. You just sit tight here.
2, 1.
I hate these plant things. You get kind of fucking stuck.
These plant things are perfect. Yeah, if you wedge yourself in them, you don't move even. But all right, we're gonna pull them back to the console. So we'll pull them to the back of the room, guys. You can start moving them over to it. Tanks start moving slowly, slowly. Here comes the knockback. Don't stand on the tanks. A bunch of you.
The wrong one.
I mark up the same one every single the one that's supposed to be killed, guys. If there's not a skull, you're wasting your DPS.
Both the tanks are dead.
Yep.
4, 3, 2.
We needed a battle res there.
It didn't matter. Both of you died so quick. You weren't going to recover that.
The boss was channeling something at that moment. We actually had time.
Beware.
I'm assuming wipe.
Yeah, I mean, both tanks are dead, and he healed up.
Beware.
Guys, I'm gonna refer to the area with the console as the back of the room, and the area by the entrance door as the entrance. So when I say the back of the room, kill that one, and I mark it, that's the one we should be attacking.
4.
This is a very, very simplistic fight, guys, but you have to follow the very simple set of rules. Any deviation from that can result in your death, tanks' deaths, things not dying in time, etc. Like when I still see, you know, on that last attempt, 3-4 people getting knocked into the center of the room, I'm just kind of flabbergasted on the very first knockback. There's no reason for to get knocked away. With tilling the tanks, getting punched and getting thrashed with the triple hit. That's killing tanks.
So basically, you're saying that it's hitting the same tank 4 times, and then that's when they hit that one shot?
I don't think the single tank can take the 4 unless... I mean, when the second one is potentially dying to that, but the first tank is not. They are close enough that shouldn't have been happening. It is possible that the tanks are, as they're getting into position, are either A, getting punched in the back, or B, it didn't look like that last time, but, or B, not keeping up with their active mitigation and laxing a little bit on that while they're in motion when they need to make sure they're keeping up with that while moving around just as much. All right, here we go. Let's move forward. This is potentially the last one for the night.
Oh shit, it's 11:50.
Alright, let's go ahead and pull them on this pass, tanks. Stay together, hang back, let the marked tanks be in the front. But the boss is going to hit 25% harder halfway through, so we need to make sure there's 0 chance for tank deaths on this part of the fight. It's only going to get harder. Wedge yourself right by this plant here, guys. this will, you won't move at all.
I need to get closer.
Where do you want him?
He hasn't spawned anything yet. He'll spawn after the first cone breath. It's right on top of us, so this is easy. We don't have to move him at all. Just keep him where he is. He will knock us back though, so get knocked into the corner with this shit.
It's too far away.
Jesus.
Does that blood stuff that when that thing is
Yes.
spawning do
It
damage?
does put a very
Yes.
big nasty dot. Yes, I think we all just figured that out at the same time. I don't recall that happening at all on normal.
Yeah, that
so,
sucked.
but everyone got a dot. We'll wipe and go back. We can do that again. That was a case of, unfortunately, we need to very quickly move out of that until it spawns. It's to prevent you from getting there too quickly and just being there.
Like change some talents around too.
Wipe it quick if you can. Now we know standing that red stuff kills you quickly.
Well, we just killed him on normal, and you specifically said that stuff doesn't hurt you at all.
That
Dun
stuff?
dun dun.
It does not on normal. It is true. But yeah, it's a nasty dot.
We're like, oh, we're so lucky we don't have to move the boss. It's right here for us.
Standing inside a stream of waste from the waste disposal unit or being hit by rotting regurgitation will also apply malodorous miasma.
Oh, so it puts that dot that turns into the really nasty dot.
Yeah, that's the only dot in this room. Yeah, so it's randomly applied to us, but getting hit by the breath or by getting hit by standing in the red shit falling from the ceiling. The feast I think is still up. Oh no, that was a new one. Thank you.
The new one.
Well, shit. This guy's friggin' tough. I might have to see if there's another way to weasel out another mitigation or something. He's hitting me pretty hard.
Yep, this is one of the hardest hitting ones in here. I mean, Gahoon's gonna hit much harder than this. Probably a little bit harder, not much. Alright, when he moves away, we'll pull on this coming pass, and this will be the last go for the night, for better or for worse. Hang back.
I feel like that's the best.
Alrighty. Just be careful before the ads incoming. We're just very quick to stay away from the shit. We don't want to be in an alcove right before it comes down. We're fine now. Alright. He'll do the cone breath at 100 energy, and then he'll spawn ads right after that, so just make sure as you dodge the cone, you move away from the alcove in case it's this one. Alright. Tanks probably want to scoot out of it. Alright,
Right
yeah,
behind
it's right in the back of the room. We'll get the one in the back of the room on the left. He will do a knockback, so get close to it, but don't get in it. Alright. Get ready, tanks are getting knocked together. Careful. Stay away from the tanks. Did you... Yeah, you don't want to do that. That if Dwarf's getting knocked away, you can't stay next to him. You have to get knocked with him.
Yeah, I kind of got caught up on Coral there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Just hit a stomp.
Yeah, he just decided that wasn't right.
Adds incoming. Oh, we'll get the one directly. Oh fuck! Directly where he was. Yeah.
I got that fucking debuff.
It's fine. It doesn't last that long. Just let the stacks
he's
drop.
down.
It hurts. Oh, ow, yeah. Yeah, it can't be in there the second that it comes down.
Yeah, I can't heal him through the debuff and the Fed.
Go ahead and wipe it up. There's a few reasons I didn't Baja, but we'll handle that later. Alright, that's fine. This is the next one we're working on though, so we just have to be careful with the blood coming down and make sure the tanks stay alive, and this shouldn't be hard. It's 99.9% of this fight is just the tanks staying alive.
Positioning.
I don't think raid members are dying until either a tank dies or a tank's out of position and someone else gets punched.
Goodbye, President.
Yeah. But good job tonight, guys. We one-shot all of our farm bosses. Made everything look easy. Even the heroic stuff went really well. Yeah, and then tomorrow we'll come in here, we'll take care of Mithrax, we'll take care of Gahoon. Both of them should be fairly easy. Bum, Shen, you'll both be here tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Alright. Mages, you'll be here tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, then we shouldn't have any problem with Gahoon. So we'll take care of Gahoon, and then we'll come back in here and we'll work on this guy. There's a chance, Bum, I'm going to make you tank for this one. I'm not sure who I'm going to swap out yet. But there's a chance I'll make you swap in for this one just because of your mitigation being OP, and just because of how broken you are, and this one is entirely just about tanks taking a really solid single hit. We might sub you in here just to kind of simplify this and make life easier for us. And yeah, we'll proceed from there. I mean, we're gonna go through these in the same order that we went through them on normal, so we'll go do Vectis next and then Zekbaz.
You probably got me consistently for the next 2 weeks, and then I don't know.
Cool.
Well, thanks y'all. Everybody have a good night.
Alright, alright.
Peace.